that requires me telling you all my business.
Tell us your secrets.
Tell us your secret.
I'm Wee Claire, this is BBC The Social, and this is the brilliant Winston Duke, who
Thank
plays Gabe and also Abraham in Us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
So, Us invites the viewer to look at themselves and question whether their actions are erasing others. And with the conversations about representation and diversity, I feel like Hollywood's had to do a bit of that and look at its shortcomings. But do you think we're there yet? What challenges do we still have to face in that area?
I feel it's a conversation of self-interrogation. I think it's always something that's going to be necessary and is an evolutionary conversation. Hollywood is definitely taking a look at it because it's being demanded. You know, a lot of people are fighting for it. People of color are fighting for it. Women are fighting for it when it comes to diversity. We're asked to challenge the concepts of power and the constructs of power, especially in that industry with the Me Too movement. So a lot is being done, and it's not something that's just happening organically.
Yes.
It's very intentional. You know, people are fighting and bleeding for it, you know? So I think we are there, and we've been there for a very long time, but, you know, power is such a messy thing. It's often rarely seen, but often felt.
Absolutely.
So it's sometimes hard to prove, so it takes a lot to prove.
And I read, or I watched an interview rather, where you said that one of your greatest fears, one of them, would be not to have an impact on the world. So what impact do you want to leave on the world, and how do you think you'll get there?
I think I'm actively doing that right now, which is curating conversation. I want people to be in conversation with the structures around them, with the things that make them who they are, with perceived influence and or lack thereof. You know, I just want people to question things, to pull back and say, let me look at this from a different point of view, because I think conversation in the world is hard. You know, everything else can be easy. You know, if I wanted to use violence is really easy, you know? But discourse, democracy, that's hard.
Yeah, I love that, damn right. Now, if your tethered shadow came to visit you, what form do you think it would take? What sins and darkness would come knocking on your door?
That requires me telling you all my business.
Tell us your secrets.
Tell us your secret. You know, it's really hard for me to really imagine what that would look like, because I've spent so much time making sure that I have a voice. Making sure that I'm in touch with my mind and that I have the freedom of choice, as much freedom of choice that I can in all the avenues of my life, right? So I think it would be something that is a bit shocking and scary for me, and it's not somewhere I've really gone to. What Winston himself. It's easier to do for Gabe Wilson.
Yes. Now, the scissors play an important role in the film, metaphorically speaking. So I wanted to ask you, what would be your metaphorical weapon of choice?
I think my art is my metaphorical weapon of choice. I think doing my acting is my means of liberation. My acting is my means of sparking change and change in my life. For me, acting opened a lot of doors just for personal self-growth. You know, I didn't read as much as I should have as a kid. And once I started acting, I needed to just fill the vessel. And everything made sense after that. You know, I started doing anthropology and archaeology work, and really digging into cultures and asking why on everything that I came across. And that opened everything for me. So acting's been my scissor.
Now, lastly, I'm still processing the film because it is crazy, it's amazing, and you're excellent in it.
Thank you.
But it's crazy.
Yes,
it's bonkers would be the word. So if you could, that's my word to describe the film, bonkers. If you could describe the film in one word, what would it be?
I would describe the movie as subversive.
Nice. bonkers and subversive, by the way. Winston, you have been absolutely lovely. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, Winston wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you
was
so
wonderful.
much.